Hello, this is Goku 4071, and it was the night before Christmas when Goku 4071 remembered he had to make his #1 top TV show hero video. So here it is for all you folks out there who actually care enough to listen to it. Okay, so this is it. This is the end. This is the big one. This is #1. And I'm not going to use old audio. This is brand new audio. This is it. This is the big one. So, for you that don't know this, me and BKcritic for the last 10 weeks have been doing our top 10 favorite TV show heroes. We have been counting down from 1 to 10, saying who our favorites were. And so, there are some rules. Anybody who wants to do their top 10, just do a list of top 10 and make it into a video. It's as simple as that. But before you do your video, there are some rules we have been following by this entire list. We have not been doing any duplicates of characters. So anybody syndicated on TV qualifies, but if they happen to have 2 or more TV shows, you cannot use 2 versions of them. You cannot have 2 Batmans, even though there are plenty of different Batman versions out there. In the same regard, you can't have Batman and Robin because they're from the same TV show. And universes, I think we've counted as kind of same universe. I'm not sure. I've been using honorable mentions to kind of fix that problem with me. And I will definitely have one this week. There will be a big one. There's actually going to be a lot of cool content here. I hope to put in some extra content for this video. Okay. Then, on top of that, if the character evolves during the show, very much like Doctor Who, there are 11 doctors. Obviously, you can't pick all 11. They're different characters. They're fundamentally different. And Naruto is also a good example. These are fundamentally different characters from one part to another. It's not like Clark Kent from Smallville, where he evolves slowly over time. You don't have to say what season you like him from, because he's still the same character from the beginning to the end. He just has he's just evolved as a character. That's character development. When a character rapidly changes from one point to another, like Doctor Who, or like Naruto, or like Goku from the different series, you kind of have to say which one you like. Those are pretty much all the rules that we've been following by, so let me get into my 10 through 2, and then I'll get in my #1. I started out with Michael Weston, because he was the cool, brash spy, very realistic spy-type TV show. Liked him, very interesting character, and he's just in a great show. Next went on to say Eli from Stargate Universe. I would have used Daniel Jackson from Stargate SG-1, but I relate more with Eli. So even though Daniel Jackson would have been higher on the list, Eli made #9 due to the fact that I can relate with the character, and even though I don't relate with every character on this list, relating to a character makes a character easier to like. Next I had Chuck from the TV show Chuck. Great character. He's a geek. He's smart. But I can relate to him because he's very kind of like me. He's into video games. Not in the same video games necessarily, but he's a very relatable character to me. And I like him in the show. He is my favorite character in that show. Went to next, Mulder from the X-Files. Because Mulder is just this character that was just so well written and so interesting. And I liked him on so many levels because he had a mission. And he was the hero of the show. He had a mission. He was trying to do something. He was trying to accomplish something. And it was about his journey to find his sister. And I love that story. And I'm still watching the show. Great show. Go watch it. As my list evolved, I realized I was going to have no animated characters, and I haven't had any animated characters. So, Starbuck, or Kira from Battlestar Galactica, the new one, she had to be on this list. Great character, interesting, and she's very, very similar to the original version of the character, just a female version of it, and I like that. And she's very, very cool, and she's a card player. And not very relatable to me. I don't relate to her a lot, but that's she's just a fun character on the show and so great. My number 5 was Buffy from the TV show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. As a teenager, seeing a teenager who had the ability to fight vampires was awesome. And this was back before Twilight. And this is the anti-Twilight, in my opinion. This is everything Twilight wasn't. This is how you do vampire romance if you're gonna do it. Which, yeah, it's not necessarily, but vampires in this are demons, and they're evil, and they're soulless beings. This is what vampires should have been. So go watch this TV show. Just go watch it. After this video, or when you get a chance, you'll like it. Now, next, number 4 was Dean Winchester from Supernatural. Dean Winchester, in many ways, is the anti-me. He's not like me. But in this show, even though his brother is similar to me, in this show, that's why I like the character. That's what made the character so cool. Because he's a hunter, and that makes him such a better, more interesting hunter, is that he is so distant from what I'm like. Because he has to be. It's part of his character. Number 3 was the Charmed Sisters. Or, by default, Phoebe. Yes, she's my favorite. She's the cutest. Was the cutest for the longest time. I just liked the character. She had a lot of character development. She went from one place in the beginning of the show and a completely different place at the end of the show. And she's almost a completely different character by the end of the show. And I really like that character evolution she did in the show. My number 2 was Peter Petrelli from the TV show Heroes. I liked the show a lot. The first season was great. Second season was not so good. The third season was, oh my god. The fourth season was the second best, but nowhere near as good as the second. If you can watch the first, watch it. Peter Petrelli was just a great character. They did so much with this character in the show, and a lot of bad, but in the first season they did a lot of good. And I really liked his power. I really like the power that he can use other people's powers. I like that power. And if you do it right, it can be interesting. I don't think they knew what they were going to do with the power. And that's what the problem with the character was in the end. But he's just such a great character. And it worked in the first season so well. It was such a great story arc in the first season. Going from finding out what his power is and him evolving as a character. And with no further ado, I bring you... Did I just say with no further ado? Oh, I'm sorry. This time around, there will not be a joke. There's going to be no joke. There is going to be... No, I'm not going to say some random character from the TV show. Like, I'm not going to say Charlie from Show 2.5 Men or anything like that. No, but the list kind of got screwed up. Because I had to redo the list, I had to reformat my hard drive, and I lost my original list, and I was trying to scramble. Originally, the Charmed Sisters weren't going to be on the list because, or the Phoebe from Charmed was not going to be on the list because there were so many, because there were 3 Charmed Sisters, I like them, and then I realized I couldn't figure out who was supposed to be here and who's supposed to be here. And by default, my number 1 kind of got removed and changed to somebody else. Because I like my number 1, don't get me wrong. And that's why he's my honorable mention, Doctor Who. And I'm going to talk for Doctor Who for a minute first. Because it's a big show. It's number 1. I can actually talk to you. It's not where I'm trying to do quick videos. This is going to be longer. Doctor Who is just a great character. And when I say it, I'm meaning David Tennant's Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor. Just so great. He's a very interesting character, just so well written. I don't know, there's so much about that character I like. And it's just, you gotta see Doctor Who if you haven't seen it. It's one of those TV shows. He plays a very Riddler-esque character, a lot of people agree with that. He's silly, but he's serious at some times. He's a very well written character. And he was just a really good character. It was just so interesting. But now, truly, with no further ado, my number 1 is Xena from Xena the Warrior Princess. Okay, Xena had to be on this list. When I analyzed the list, it was Doctor Who and Xena, and only one could have made the list because I screwed up. And out of the two, Xena had to make the list. They have a lot of the same traits, but Xena is a character I grew up with. I did not grow up with Doctor Who. I started watching Doctor Who when I was in my mid-20s. My first Doctor was David Tennant. Xena was just a show I grew up with. It's so interesting because this yet again was a show about feminist power. This was actually a show. A lot of these characters, I watched the show after the fact. This was not the case. This I actually watched while it was on, and I wasn't caught up. And I eventually bought the seasons and actually watched it chronologically. And it's just a great show. And yeah. I mean, I think by default, if this would have been a villains list, or if this would have been heroes and villains, Callisto probably would have made the list instead of Xena. Because Callisto is everything Xena is, but evil and psychotic and so interesting of a character. But Xena is, Xena's right. You know what she knows, what she's doing. And you always know that she has the answer at the beginning of the episode. She's very, very unrelatable in every way, shape, and form. But that's why she's a fun character. She can beat up everybody, and the show had so much character development. And I mean, I liked everything about this show. This was actually written by the guy who directed Spider-Man. Or not written, but he was an executive producer, Sam Raimi. And his brother was actually a recurring character on this show. And if you like Sam Raimi, go see this show. This is where Sam Raimi was at its best. This was a spin-off of Hercules, but it was a better show. It's so much better. So yeah, it was Xena all the way. I don't know. I can't say much more about Xena. She's such a great character. She's so interesting. And it's got Greek mythology in it. It's got other mythologies in it. It's so fun. They end up entwining a lot of different mythologies in this show. This is one of my favorite TV shows. I highly recommend this to anybody who likes either... If you like Greek mythology and you haven't seen this show, go watch it. It is faithful to a degree. This is better than Hercules. But Hercules is more based on Greek mythology. This has it in it, but this uses a lot of other things in it too. Like, the Greek mythology is only up to the first 5 seasons. The 6 seasons completely has no Greek mythology. It has its own storyline, and it's evolved. It doesn't have its own story. It does other stuff. But it's a really good show, really interesting, and it's actually based in Greek mythology. It isn't things like Percy Jackson, which there's nothing wrong with Percy Jackson. Go watch that movie. Go read those books. I've heard they're good. BKcritic, the other guy I'm doing this with, he has reviews of the movie and all the books. So go watch his reviews if you're into that. And I do need to do a series review of Xena, and I think I'm going to do that next. I think I want to do that. Yeah, that's my next series review. It's going to be a series review of Xena. I've been wanting to start one, and hopefully I'll get season 1 up by tomorrow. But yeah, there's nothing more I can say. This was Goku 4071. This was my number 1. Please leave a comment or a video response. Please leave your top 10 TV show heroes. Obviously, nobody joined in this time around. Hopefully, people will join in next time. If you have any ideas of what we can do next time, please leave a comment or a video response telling me what that is. Obviously, like always, this is a joint video, thus I do not have overall say on what we're gonna do next. I'm going to next time I get to chat with BKcritic, I'm gonna ask him his suggestions on what he wants to do, and hopefully we'll come up with something cool. Hopefully, we continue this. Hopefully, this is not our final one. And I don't know, I mean, yeah, this is Goku 4071, and I'll see you next time, YouTube.